This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
2 drivers now charged. Police say they were involved in a deadly crash that killed 3 teenagers walking on Indy's northwest side. And tonight, witnesses explain what may have triggered the chain reaction of events.
Indy's Muslim community calling for a hate crime investigation after shots were fired into a local mosque on a holy day. The information now coming in.
This is not for the boys, it's for the city. The city is the people who are experiencing the problem as a result of these boys that nobody's caring for.
Stepping up to stop the cycle of violence. Tonight, the man behind a program aiming to help young men find help and support.
Welcome into the news at 6. I'm Amanda Starantino at the WRTV studios.
And I'm Mark Mullins. At home, we are still social distancing to stop COVID-19. First up here at 6 o'clock, many areas around central Indiana are seeing plenty of sunshine right now. But that wasn't the case this morning when the rain pounded the area, including here near Fall Creek Road and 96th Street, not far from Geist Reservoir. Kevin is tracking the next rainfall for our area. Kevin?
And Mark, I'll take you on a radar tour here in a second of some downpours. Let's look at temperatures, and you can see the cumulus clouds over downtown Indy building, occasionally into some rain. 81 in Muncie and Bloomington, 80 right now in Indianapolis. Let's show you the downpours. First, crossing and along 231 just south of Crawfordsville, then moving toward Lafayette, that area just northwest of Crawfordsville. To the south we go. Greencastle, you're about ready to get a downpour, as you can see. Also, Cloverdale to Spencer along 231, we'll see that cluster of heavier rain move in from the southwest. For the morning hours tomorrow, our highest probability of rain before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll talk about what changes tomorrow afternoon and lasts through early next week coming up.
3 teens hit and killed while walking on the city's northwest side. And tonight, investigators announced 2 people have been charged. Police believe they were involved in the fatal crash, and witnesses say the alleged drivers may have been racing. The prosecutor's office now tells us they believe the suspects in this case, Okadima Link and Shantiana Wills, are father and daughter. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears filed charges against them today for their alleged roles in the May 23rd fatal crash. That crash happened in the 3600 block of Kessler Boulevard on the northwest side around 1:20 in the morning, killing 15-year-old Kiara Brown, 14-year-old David Evans, and 13-year-old Tiana Velez. The 3 teens were walking along the road. One witness told investigators the vehicles appeared to be racing. According to court documents, investigators believe Link's vehicle was traveling around 73 miles per hour, and Willis's vehicle was traveling around 88 miles per hour just before the crash.
Whether it's 1:30 in the morning or some other time, I think the speed limit around that area is 35 or so. You know, you're doubling that, almost getting to the point where you're tripling those kind of speeds. That's irresponsible.
Link has been charged with 3 counts of leaving the scene of an accident, 3 counts of causing death when operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and 3 counts of reckless homicide. Willis has been charged with 3 counts of causing death when operating a vehicle while intoxicated and 3 counts of reckless homicide.
Developing tonight, the Indianapolis Muslim community is calling for a hate crime investigation after someone fired shots into a northwest side mosque this past weekend. Police say someone fired shots into the mosque on Lafayette Road Saturday night. Cars parked outside were also hit. Luckily, no one was hurt. The Indiana Muslim Advocacy Network says this came on one of the holiest days of the Muslim calendar, marking the end of Ramadan. It's a day the mosque would have typically been packed with families, but because of COVID-19 restrictions, only a handful of members were actually there. Members say they want police to investigate the shooting as a hate crime. Police are not releasing any other information at this time.
There's been an increase in deadly violence in Indianapolis that's been overshadowed by the COVID-19 pandemic. IMPD has investigated 68 criminal homicides since January 1st. There were 43 criminal homicides at this time last year. WRTV's Stephanie Wade talks with the group aiming to help young people before they resort to violence.
Before You Fall is just what it sounds like. It's an organization that supports teens and young adults before they fall. And the founder is really taking that mission to another level by creating this.
The city of Indianapolis has a young black male problem. Let them tell it. They're the ones dying. They're the ones killing. They're the ones. So this is for the city of Indianapolis.
Founder of Before You Fall, Shane Shepard's latest effort in violence reduction in Indianapolis is building this, a home for boys ages 14 to 24 in need of a supportive environment.
If I can change your perception of your reality or help you see something different, then you will move different on your own.
With 6 bedrooms that can house 12 young men, this home at the corner of 30th and Tibbs Avenue gives them a place to stay, help if they're food insecure and feeling unsupported at home.
What are your issues? Is it mental health? Is it substance abuse? Do you feel abandoned? Have you been abused? What's your trauma? Let's talk about it.
And get to the root problem of what's causing them to resort to crime and violence.
I don't think that I can ever tell a young man to put his gun down. But what I can do is put something in his life, like finances, purpose, that will enable him to have a desire to not want to kill people.
40 people are signed up so far. All Shepard needs now are the funds to keep the house up and running. Calling on the community to step up and step in if they want to fix the crime problem in Indianapolis.
It's all solution-based. I never come to you with the problem like, you know what they doing out here? Everybody know what they're doing. What are you going to do about it?
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
The young men are able to stay for 90 days in the home. It is completely free of charge to them and their families. If you would like to donate, we will provide a link on our website at theindychannel.com.
Today, the state reports an increase in the number of new COVID-19 cases and deaths. The Indiana State Department of Health confirmed 646 new cases of the coronavirus. That's an increase of 276 cases from yesterday. Since the pandemic began, 33,068 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with the virus. The Department of Health also reports 37 new deaths from COVID-19. So far, 1,907 people in Indiana have died from coronavirus. More than 242,000 Hoosiers have been tested for COVID-19, with 13.6% testing positive.
And COVID-19 has also had a devastating impact on the country's economy, including here in Indiana. The Department of Labor says more than 26,000 people in Indiana filed first-time claims for unemployment benefits last week. That is down from the previous week, but it's more than 10 times the number of weekly claims the state typically processed before the COVID-19 stay-at-home orders went into effect. In the 10 weeks since businesses began laying off workers, more than 704,000 Hoosiers have now filed for unemployment. That's about 22% of the state's labor force. And Hiring Hoosiers is here to help the thousands of people in Indiana who have lost their jobs. You can find new positions posted every day on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Plus, we have even more openings up right now on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. And our Rebound Indiana initiative is all about helping you solve the issues the COVID-19 pandemic is causing in your life. Our team continues to focus on those having difficulty with their unemployment benefits. Many Hoosiers are being called back to work. But what if you don't feel safe going back? Before you decide not to return to work, you'll want to take some steps to protect your unemployment benefits. Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez continues your guide to managing unemployment.
You would say to someone, if they're going to take the step of not accepting that position, to at least have all their documentation together, so when they have to make their appeal, that they will be ready to move forward with their claim. Is that a fair
That's absolutely right. So, and let's just go ahead and take that one step further and say that, the first step here is just open communication between employers and their employees. And that really goes both ways. To the extent that you're an individual that's facing this situation, I would certainly encourage you to be open with your employer about what your concerns are and make sort of recommendations about what might make it better for you. And again, that will be relevant to us. Did you attempt to maintain the employment relationship will be important. Conversely, certainly my recommendation to employers that they work with their employees to try to make sure that they're creating the kind of environment that brings those employees back. Look, we know that if Indiana's economy is going to bounce back the way that we want it to, the way we expect it to, that it's going to require that individuals return to work. And so, it's really incumbent on employers and employees to try to facilitate the discussions that lead to a successful and healthy and safe return to the work environment.
That was Rafael Sanchez reporting. Tomorrow, we look at if you can receive benefits if work hours are cut. Our series continues here on the News at 6.
RTV6 is partnering with the United Way to support the Central Indiana COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund. Tonight, our Nicole Griffin is finding out money from the fund is helping to provide emergency daycare for children of healthcare workers.
In March, as cases of the coronavirus started to spread across Indiana,
our phones rang off the hook, and so we knew that this was something that needed to happen.
IU Health Day Early Learning stayed open. Their company, Early Learning Indiana, created a program in a matter of days to give essential workers an option for childcare.
We immediately started to panic a little bit because trying to figure out what to do with kids when I still have to go to work every day.
Jody Skiles is a pediatric stem cell transplant physician at Riley Hospital for Children. She has two daughters, 5-year-old Molly and 3-year-old Gracie. Their daycare and school closed during the pandemic.
I was like, I just need a place for my kids to be so that I can take care of my patients every day.
IU Health Day Early Learning took in about 22 kids, including Jody's daughters. Each child's care is paid for by IU Health as their parents continue to work on the front lines.
As a child, my father worked as a fireman in EMT, and my mom worked at the hospital. So on a personal level, it means a lot. Some of our other centers are taking on the EMS workers and the fire department and the police department.
Because of the virus and the families they are helping, there are social distancing measures in place. Children are screened daily, and parents aren't allowed inside the building.
We just can't have that traffic because we don't know where everybody's been.
Since parents are not able to go inside the center right now due to the coronavirus, the teachers here took the time to decorate the front windows. They are full of pictures of the children showing the activities they are doing throughout the day.
Day Early Learning has done such a phenomenal job of not only keeping my kids safe and still alive at the end of the day, but they also have done a great job of providing an environment where my kids can continue to learn and grow.
Which is why she's now decided to keep her kids enrolled in the daycare, even after IU Health stops paying for the service. Working for you, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thank you. The United Way Central Indiana COVID Community Economic Relief Fund is helping with funding for the emergency care program at early learning centers across Central Indiana. If you would like to make a donation to the fund, you can do so by texting HELP 2020 to 91999. Again, let's give that to you again. Text HELP 2020 to 91999.
Voters in Beech Grove will make a decision on 2 school referendums next week. Megan Sanctorum explains the impact they will have on taxpayers if approved and why district leaders say this money is needed in our Democracy 2020 coverage.
2 referendums will be on the ballot in Beech Grove as district leaders turn to voters to help support operating and construction expenses. If approved, the operating referendum would allow the district to increase each teacher's base salary by $2,000 and support staff salaries by $1,000. It will also allow the district to hire 3 school resource officers and 3 guidance counselors. The construction referendum would allow the district to build an early childhood center and make upgrades to existing school buildings and the high school athletic facilities. Some voters say they support their school district, but they think this is a tough time to ask taxpayers for more money.
It's not a bad time because there's a lot of people that are trying to watch their pennies. We don't need any higher taxes than what we're paying right now.
If approved, the referendums would be phased in over 3 years. The owner of a $95,000 home would pay roughly an additional $5 per month in 2021 and about $11 extra per month by 2023. If they are not approved,
we'll just have to move forward and do what we can within the means that we have available. But we think our kids and our teachers deserve the opportunity to move forward and to enhance their teaching and learning opportunities.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Thanks, Megan. And you can head to our website, theindychannel.com, and the WRTV6 app, where we have information on this issue and the others at stake in Tuesday's primary. There you will also be able to find information on early voting. Downtown's Originals Farmers Market has been open during warm weather for well over a century. This summer has merchants setting up shop a few blocks over, but the new location is not hard to find. We'll show you how the Circle is serving a new purpose this season.
Tracking thunderstorms, some downpours. One of those sits right over Greencastle now, where these are headed and what it looks like for your weekend. Coming up.
Apply online today.
Well, I want to talk about the wind that will change direction and change the feel and the tone for the entire weekend. Our wind is out of the southwest and south now. That's a warm, moist flow. But as we go through the next 24 hours, watch what happens. Put this in motion. It will start to work its way to the northwest. Once that happens, hello, Canada. Much cooler, drier air. Humidity will drop, and that will work towards several beautiful things happening. Tomorrow morning, a cold front will be off to the east, and then by evening, all the way to the east coast. For us, high pressure will drop in to the Great Lakes, and that north wind, north-northwest, will ensure humidity drops, brings lots of sunshine to the Hoosier State, and it keeps our temperatures well below average for this time of year. In fact, we may see some morning lows in the upper 40s. Temperatures, they drop tomorrow. They're coolest as we go Saturday through early next week. That's it. It's a temporary cool down. Temperatures will be back in the upper 80s later next week. Downpours along 231 south of Lafayette toward Linden down to Crawfordsville. We just follow that trend to the south. There's a little lightning associated with the storm that's just going to pass east of Bainbridge along 36 between Bainbridge and Danville. Other areas of heavier rain from Greencastle down 231 to near Spencer. The western half of the state will remain the most active this evening, but not to say we won't have other pop-up downpours. We're not expecting severe weather. Temperatures 71 in Greencastle. That's rain cooled. You can see the impact there anywhere from Crawfordsville to Greencastle southwest of the rain that's moving through that area. 7 a.m. tomorrow. Notice northwest Indiana with the rain. As we go through the morning hours into early afternoon, that will drop south and east. It's being pushed across central Indiana by a cold front during the afternoon hours. As we heat up, then we begin to see some more in the way of rain and thunderstorms, and that should be really south and east of Indy by that point. That's what Greencastle looks like now with the recent downpour just clearing your area to the north and east. 7-day forecast. Temperatures are cool, as you can see, on through Monday. We take a step back to 80 degrees Tuesday. We're at 87 next Wednesday. The chance for thunderstorms will return in the middle of next week. But once we get through tomorrow, it looks like a 4 or 5 day dry stretch. We can look forward to that. Guys?
It looks incredible. Thank you, Kevin. Well, as the calendar rolls into June, many of the area's farmers markets are starting to open up, but things are a bit different this season.
One of the biggest changes comes with the city's original market, which is making a move even farther into the heart of downtown. RTV6's Brad Brown with a closer look tonight.
The venue's location may have changed, and some things are certainly quite a bit different this season. But the original Indy Farmers Market remains a vibrant part of downtown in the spring.
When we speak about our vendors, they are incredible team players. So I can move them all around the city, and they'll be like, thank you for having us. You're working so hard. So that's the type of people that we're surrounded with. So it's that energy that really makes these farmers markets so great.
Construction around City Market has led to a move of merchants from Market Street to Monument Circle. And as the weather warms up, the crowds continue turning out to support these local businesses.
Oh, it's been great. We've got excellent accessibility here. People can drive up at some of the circle and just kind of do a drive-through. It's been really awesome. I love the location.
So far, so good. So, you know, the COVID didn't take away from that. We got moved over here a couple weeks ago, and we've been doing just as well as we were over there.
Farmers and growers from all over central Indiana continue to show up every Wednesday.
It was a little spotty as people adjust to the new location, because you know how that is. People don't know it moved, and they go to the old habits die hard, I guess. But it's good. Today's a really good day.
There are the usual signs of the times. People are distancing as best as they can. The friendly conversations taking place a little further apart. But behind most of those masks are still plenty of smiles for Hoosiers supporting Hoosiers.
Everybody's been doing a great job of really embracing all the new rules and kind of things like that. The vendors are all really glad to be here, really good to be a part of it, and people are still coming out.
There's been some markets that have canceled, but the produce that we planted don't know that. It's still coming on, you know? So we're trying to adjust to that, trying to find an outlet for that still. But we're going to beat it.
It's really important to turn to your local farmer and see what these people are offering. And luckily, they're here to supply. This is what they do. So they're glad to have you, and as much as you're glad to have them.
The market will remain around Monument Circle for its entire season. That runs through the summer and into the end of October. Crews are digging up the streets around City Market, working on utilities for the next few months. There will be upwards of 20 vendors around the circle once things get into full swing. The original Indy Farmers Market is open every Wednesday, rain or shine, from 9:30 to 1:30. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute honoring the spring sport athletes in Central Indiana. We head to Tipton High School, meet a pair of Blue Devils from the softball program. Claire Norred is a 3-year starter, named all-conference each season. Pitched 3 games at semi-state. 2 of them were no-hitters. Claire will play at Northern Illinois next season. Bailey Kaler is the leadoff hitter for the Blue Devils, also a 3-year starter, named all-conference and all-state. Bailey will play at Southern Illinois next season. All a part of teams that won conference, sectional, and regional titles. Certainly had eyes on the state championship this spring. We wish Claire and Bailey the best in college. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
Pizza, brownies, and more.
The most likely area for downpours over the next hour and a half will continue to be from Indy to the west toward 231. Keep the umbrella around.
All right, that does it for us here at 6. Thanks for watching.